Brandywine Springs Park, Wilmington, Delaware. What are we doing today, Emily?
Today we are at Brandywine Springs Park in Newcastle County, Wilmington, Delaware.
Jamie, what are we going to be doing?
We are going to be doing a little snow hike.
Yeah, a little hike in the snow. We got a coating of snow last night, even though it's been completely frigid. It's like 20 degrees right now, but we're gonna go walk around and just kind of see how pretty it is down there. So there's an old amusement park, or at least there was 100 years ago. You can still see some of the piers and footings of the attractions, and the pathways have sort of been restored. So we're just gonna meander around down there along Brandywine Creek and just enjoy the nice white snowiness and one of our favorite places and around home. We're just going to be a short, 1 hour turnaround sort of hike, but it is quite pretty down there. So, you guys ready?
Yeah. Yes.
You guys warm?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and away we go. So, making our way down the hill to the creek. It's a little slippery. Because the snow is very cold. And it's been in the teens the past couple of days. So everything's just anything that was wet froze. And then you put the snow on top of it. And it's a little slippery. So just trying to be careful and take our time down the hill. It's not a big hill, but it's enough.
But you wanna know how cold it was last week? So there was some leaves. There was a bunch of leaves in the curb, and so we got a little into the hike. It seems different.
How does it seem different?
Snow.
We hiked down here in the snow before.
Yeah, but so it kind of seems different to me because there's more ice in the water and stuff, and the bridge seems more quiet because the water's rushing faster almost.
Okay, I don't think it was this cold the last time we were here.
Yeah. It seems different to me because I don't remember those houses.
No?
No.
They have always been up there. They've been up there since I was a kid.
You've been up here since I was a kid.
Yeah, I know. Alright, so we're going to keep exploring, okay?
Okay.
There used to be a roller coaster down here, which you can kind of make out on the left of the picture. But generally, it was a run-of-the-mill, little amusement park that, at one point in time. So there's a spring down the other end. When we were kids, my grandmother used to bring us down here, and we'd go for walks down here. And we always thought it was where Pocahontas was buried. But it was actually a spring. People used to come down here and drink from because the Native Americans said that it would heal you. It had healing properties and stuff like that. But they have dug the spring back out. You can't drink the water because the iron content's too high. But it's all generally groundwater I think, from this river. But still, good place to come down and walk. Creek looks pretty all snowed in, huh?
Yep.
We gonna head down to the cave?
Yeah.
All right, let's make our way to the cave. The old bear cave. Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Evidently not.
I remember when we would always go here in the summer. What was it?
Merry-go-round. See?
Yep, this is the old merry-go-round. You can see all the concrete footers
Why is that there?
that they
That was probably
sat
the entrance.
on.
So it, sorry, no. So it was kind of like
It's all those stones or piers, and then you have this guy. I used to sit here and eat Jolly Ranchers and Starburst when I was little, when I was their age. Sit here and eat Jolly Ranchers and Starburst. Just need that sugar to make it up this big hill behind us, which back then seemed a lot bigger. Now it's just a dinky little hill. Here's an old picture of her.
barely tell it to
You can-
when we go around.
It's kind of hard to see it, but still pretty neat nonetheless, right?
Yeah. From that picture, it looks pretty big.
Well, I mean, just look at what you're standing in. It's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
And on we continue.
It was a pavilion it was a
That's-
pavilion for ladies.
So this is where all the ladies would hang out while the men were running around riding rides and stuff.
Oh.
But that's actually a photograph, honey, that they colored.
It was originally a lunch pavilion, and then sometime after 1906, the building was changed to a ladies' pavilion, i.e., a ladies' restroom. That picture is dated July 15th, 1912. Guys, if you look closely, you can see footers for something else here.
Yeah. And I should
Bet you that yellow sign up there will tell you what.
What's the deer?
if you were here in
Exhibit hall.
1900, you would be standing inside the building. The exhibit hall, built in 1891, had many uses over the years. It was used as a dance pavilion, roller skating rink, and exhibit hall for local merchants to display their wares. Around 1910, the sides of the building were modified to make it into an open air pavilion to allow people to be out of the weather when they when they waited for the trolley. The small photo shows the change.
So, guys, if you look at the yellow poles, those are the corners of the building.
Wow.
So think about how big this building was.
Yeah.
So remember you said only one roller coaster, but if one building took up this much room, you know?
It's a big building.
Nope. None of them weren't even here. Isn't that crazy to think? These trees are this big and they weren't even here when that existed.
So where those white posts are
That building was sticking
was
out of the park a little. Its eyebrow.
this.
Look, you can see it in this picture, buddy.
And all this was still here.
See
I
it
would
off
have
to the
just
side over
walked
here?
into the entrance without a ticket.
History's so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're running. Wow.
Oh, it's all really interesting if you give it a chance.
Yeah.
It's slippery.
Yeah. Don't walk in it. You're back in it.
Me and great grandma, we walked across that train trestle over there. It's very scary because in between the railroad ties is nothing. If you misstep, you go into the drink, into the water.
I don't want that.
Nope, me neither. You see it? Here it comes. Coming up on the cave right now.
Oh.
What do you say? Is there anything in there?
No.
No? No bear? Man.
There are no bears in Delaware.
There was once for a little while last year.
Yeah.
Remember his name was Delaware Bearware or whatever. I remember one time it was raining and me and Uncle Nick and Annalisa hid in there to get out of the rain while Great Grandma sat here and got wet. That wasn't funny. That was very not nice of us to do to Great Grandma. It's pretty cool though, right?
Wait, why didn't she go in the cave with you?
She couldn't fit. Because us three were in there. She had an umbrella though.
My chin is numb.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Careful, honey.
That's so cool.
Nice big river, huh?
Yeah, you see the ice comes from the water then?
We could send the drone down there.
You brought the drone?
Of course I did. Yeah, of course I can.
Do it.
call mommy down?
No. I see the train.
Was one of the better parts of growing up around here was being able to just come down here and hop along the rocks on the creek and come down here and make memories with my siblings. And my grandmother loved to come down here. We'd walk on the train tracks and walk the trestles and just explore around down here. Among all the camping trips I took, definitely one of those, well, it's one of the major reasons I love the outdoors so much was because of my grandmother. She always had us out looking for wildlife, especially behind her house before they built all them big houses, these McMansions. She used to back her house backed up to a golf course, and we'd go on these, we called them deer walks. We'd walk around the golf course and search for deer, and we'd find them a lot of times. But now this is a special place, you know, because I go walk around this place and I have memories. I'm blessed my grandmother is still with me, but she's still with us in the world. She's still alive, still killing it, drinking bourbon like a boss. But you know, I come down here and I just, the rest of my life, it's be one of the things that ties me to her. Now I get to do it with my kids, and they love coming down here and exploring.
It seems like it, and it makes you happy.
Good weather, bad weather, doesn't matter. They just love getting out as much as we can. So there's a trail back up. We're gonna keep going. Go down to the spring and to the old, it's like a swimming hole or like a little boating area. I mean, it's small, but they flooded out like this pond. And just have like little water rides and stuff in it too. So we're gonna go check that out and then head back to the car. You still warm, buddy?
Yep.
Still.
Did you know that the first like amusement park Disney made was a water park?
I did not know that. How did you know that?
YouTube.
YouTube.
It flaps right in front of them.
Is it pretty, Em? Yeah. You're like locked in on it. You're in a daze. You're so pretty. People used to ice skate on this in the wintertime. I mean, I probably wouldn't stand on it right now.
Yeah.
Used to, yes. Keyword is used to. Yeah, because it doesn't look frozen enough. But in the summer, people would have like little paddle boats and stuff out on this.
Parties.
Exactly, it was like a swimming hole or something. Don't you step out on that ice, girl.
You dare. Got my phone.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, we are gonna go back to the car now. We've seen about everything that we're, everything that we usually come down here and see. So, back up the hill, back to the car, and should probably, yeah, go past the George Washington tree, because legend has it George Washington had a meeting with some other high-ranking officers before he went up to New York, or maybe when he came back or something like that. I don't remember the exact history, but he was right near here, about 100 yards away or so, and camped in this area. Pretty cool, pretty neat area. Come check it out. Brandywine Springs Park, Wilmington, Delaware. This is home to us. This is one of the many places we come and just kill a few hours on Saturday morning. Doesn't matter if it's 80 degrees or 20 degrees. We'll come down if it's nice. So back to the car. Up the hill. Easy walking. So this tree here, well, this is what's left of the base of the tree, and that's a couple pieces of its trunk over there. But when I was a kid, this tree was still standing, and I remember it had gotten struck by lightning and it died. But the rumor has it that right here, right under the branches of this old oak tree, when it was here, George Washington had a meeting with his commanders about where they were going, what the plan was. So, you know, this is a, we don't have a whole lot of Revolutionary War history in Delaware, because it always seemed like we were an afterthought. Nobody really cared about the lower 3 counties of Pennsylvania, even though we were the first to ratify the United States Constitution and become a state. Very first, number 1. So, you know, neat history of our little small slice of heaven, that's pretty much on the way to everywhere else. So we're 40 minutes from Philly, 45 minutes from Baltimore, 2 hours from Washington, and 2 hours from New York City. Right smack in the middle of it all. But, you know, this is where we call home, and there's some neat little gems. You know, if you know what you're looking for, or you know someone in the area, they'll help you find it. So definitely, if you're traveling through, you're looking for a nice little spot to stretch your legs, come check it out. Right off Falk Road, or I'm sorry, right off of Falkland Road, Wilmington, Delaware. Brandywine Springs County Park. Playground for the kids over that way. Pavilions, picnic areas, softball fields. They got it all. Nice place to spend an afternoon or a morning. But we're about back to the car, and this is gonna be it.
Can I have the in now instead of the out now?
You want to be part of the inn?
Not the in.
So we're back. This is going to be it for us. I'm the Delaware Wanderer. My little wanderers and Mrs. Wanderer, we thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the little bell so when we post up new videos, you guys get informed. You guys can check them out. Thank you for coming along with us today on one of our favorite spots close to home. And we'll see you next time.